Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to bring you celebrities, special guests from all around the country to kind of give us like insight, cool things to do. And as you know, next week is Father's Day. I got some Father's Day ideas just for you. Plus, it's National Dairy Month, and we got a lot more all right here on New Mexico Rising. America is in the middle of a workplace revolution, from working remotely to shorter work weeks to labor shortages. How we work and how we live has radically changed in just 3 years. We're not going to go back to normal. Gallup experts say the changes to traditional workplace are causing a corporate culture of crisis, leading to employee retention problems and lost customers. And today, we have Jim Harder, PhD of Gallup's chief workplace scientist, and he literally wrote the book on managing effectively in today's environment. In his new book, Culture Shock, he's here to talk about it. Welcome to the show, Dr. Harder. How are you?
Really good, Dan. Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so why do you feel that your company needed to write this book?
Well, as you mentioned, we're not going back to the way that it was before. There's been a permanent change in terms of how people think about their work. They think about it much differently than they did in the past. Managing is more difficult than ever before. It's also more important than ever before. Leaders are concerned about customer retention. And so we wanted to bring all of our research into play here. We've been studying all these patterns since the pandemic hit in quite a bit of depth. We want to bring all of our research to help leaders navigate it to ideally the best performance ever going into the future.
So what do you say is the biggest issue facing managers today?
It really is ultimately customer retention, but what managers do to get there, to increase customer retention, you have to kind of peel it back a little bit and understand how we got where we are right now. Employees have been progressively feeling more disconnected from their employer as time has gone on. That's a problem because they then put in less discretionary effort. They feel less responsible for the quality of service customers receive. Right now, we've got 90% of people that want hybrid or fully remote jobs that are in remote ready jobs. The reasons they give are the commute, their own well-being, and their family. Those are realistic, those are all, real reasons that people have found different ways of working. So I think employers need to take that into account. But at the same time, they need to build some structure in place so that jobs are more predictable and so that employees do feel connected to the purpose of the organization and their customers overall.
And you say managers can't think traditionally anymore. How do managers build the best workplace for employees nowadays?
It's really got to start with building what we call a strengths-based culture. That doesn't mean that we avoid critique. It doesn't mean that we avoid corrections. It means that you start by building trust, by understanding the strengths of each person. That was something that the younger generation was asking for before the pandemic ever hit, and now it's been accelerated tremendously. If you think about people feeling distant from their employers, this is a way to shorten the distance because we have a language around how each person is unique and how their work can be done in a way that's unique to them. Managers are in the best position to get to know each person's unique situation. Only they can see that because they're close to each employee if they're doing their work right.
Thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information?
Amazon.com and just put in Culture Shock and you'll find the book.
Thank you very much for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
The International Code Council are stewards of the building code development and creation process. They work to ensure safety, efficiency, decarbonization, and more. International Code Council President Michael Witch.
Today, society faces three major challenges in the built environment: ensuring building safety, improving sustainability, and addressing our affordable housing crisis. Modern and innovative building codes are the first line of defense for society to address these imperatives.
According to FEMA, one of the most cost-effective ways to safeguard our communities against natural disasters is to adopt and follow hazard-resistant building codes. Not only are casualties reduced, but the cost of building damage is also reduced during a natural disaster.
The adoption of modern building codes, along with continued inspections and enforcement, are essential to preserving public health and safety and helping to decarbonize the built environment in a way that is more attainable for all.
For more, visit iccsafe.org.
Coming up next, it's National Dairy Month, and we're going to look at what's on the dairy aisle for you to try for Father's Day, maybe next week. And a little later, we got Kia Malone over at Dick's Sporting Goods. She's hanging out, waiting for us to get to her, and she's going to give us some dad-tastic gift ideas, all right here on New Mexico Rising. Dairy has always been an American staple, stocking essentials like milk, butter, and cheese, but also grows and changes with consumer needs, like alternative dairy items like creamers, almond milk, coconut milk, and soy milk are also popular. There's a recent survey by the National Frozen and Refrigerated Foods Association, NIFRA, reveals that more than half of the United States adults buy both dairy and non-dairy products. And consumers agree the dairy aisle is gearing up to get even more attention as a place to go and try brand new products. So here to talk about some of the latest changes at our grocery aisles is Chef Jamie Gwen. Welcome to the show, Jamie. How are you?
Hey, Dan, I'm so glad to be back with you. Thank you. I love that you're quoting NFRA, and it's true. Whether you drink milk or not, we're buying milk substitutes, alternatives. We're buying plant-based products in the dairy aisle because the dairy aisle is better than ever. And it is National Dairy Month in June. So we're celebrating. Have you realized that when you go to the grocery store today, the dairy aisle is the entire back wall of your grocery store? And that's a testament to the fact that progression and progress and inspiration and trends come from the dairy aisle.
And despite inflation, Americans are still trying regularly like new types of food and beverages. Why is the dairy aisle so popular with some of these consumers?
When you realize what you can get from the dairy aisle, everything from cold brew to all of your favorite traditional dairy, and then if you eat a particular dietary restricted lifestyle, if you're vegan, if you're plant-based, you'll find meal substitutes, protein-packed options, snacks galore. Everything you need really as the base staples is in the dairy aisle. I buy toasted marshmallow almond milk creamer because it's delicious, right? So even if you're lactose intolerant, you shop in the dairy aisle.
And there's more than just dairy there. There's some non-dairy products. Could you talk about some of those?
You got it. Okay, so when you think about the dairy aisle, your orange juice comes from there. Make my honey orange pull-apart sweetbread. It's like a monkey bread, caramelized on the outside, fluffy on the inside. It tastes like sunshine. This is my best summer recipe for breakfast. Could be dessert, could be anytime you have coffee. Now, if you want to pull out all the stops and be a culinary hero, you'll make my overnight eggs Benedict casserole because you never have to poach an egg again. You actually take English muffins and add a very easy egg-based custard, right? And then you layer with Canadian bacon and you put it in the fridge overnight. And then this casserole goes right into the oven. Tastes just like Eggs Benedict. It is so indulgent and so good. My hollandaise sauce is made in the blender, by the way, and it's foolproof. Now, if you want to celebrate a sun-kissed summer, this is your summer soiree, pull out all the stops, irresistible recipe, but so easy. Frozen puff pastry and 3 cheeses, mozzarella, cheddar, and Parmesan, with the best, juiciest tomatoes of the summer layered on top. And you have a 3-cheese summer tomato tart that is absolutely gorgeous, right? And it could be cocktail snack, it could be lunch, it could be picnic. It's perfect. The Mediterranean snack platter over there, because the brilliance of a board continues its popularity, is the best ever tzatziki made with Greek yogurt and a feta dip, and then everything you love to dip into it. And then last but not least, if you want to up your iced coffee game, this is next level, if I may say myself. Cold brew from the dairy aisle is where I get mine. That's what I love. And your favorite creamer or milk substitute. And then marshmallows or marshmallow cream on top, bruleed with like a blowtorch. And you get like s'mores cold brew iced coffee. It is irresistibly good.
All right. That sounds amazing. Where can we go for more information and also follow you on social media?
Well, thank you kindly. Yeah, you'll find all these recipes just posted at easyhomemeals.com. So steal the recipes, easyhomemeals.com. There's also a $10,000 sweepstakes for National Dairy Month. I am not eligible, so I hope you win. And I hope you'll follow at Chef Jamie Gwen and at Easy Home Meals as well.
Well, thank you, Chef Jamie Gwen, for joining me this morning. And yeah, those are some good meals. I'm excited for that. Thank you for that.
Good stuff. Thanks.
You know, summer is for vacationing, but it's also a great time to get fit and have some fun, exercising. Well, joining us today with fitness inspiration is best-selling author and celebrity trainer Joey Thurman. Joey is best known for training A-list clients, and his book, The Minimum Method, The Least You Can Do to Be a Stronger, Healthier, Happier You, is available now. So welcome to the show, Joey Thurman. How are you?
Excellent. Yourself?
Doing good, doing good. All right, let's get right into it. Why is choosing the right health and fitness plan so important?
Well, let's talk about whole body wellness here. Now, in my book, The Minimum Method, I talk about the minimum effective dose that you need for sleep, nutrition, hydration, and exercise. And the minimum effective dose for you is different than anybody else. So that's why we're taking a simplistic approach to things here. You don't need extremely grueling workouts or limiting diets to help you feel better and, of course, look better, too.
So what is a good starting point for improving overall fitness?
Let's start with really easy. Hydration. Drinking is an easy thing, right, Dan? No. Liquid Labs from Force Factor blends 5 key electrolytes, coconut water, and Aquamin C mineral complex. Liquid Labs is scientifically formulated to hydrate you better and faster than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes and 10 times less sugar than the leading sports drink. It comes in these fun, easy, convenient, on-the-go stick packs to make it easy to stay hydrated wherever the day takes you. You can find these at the Vitamin Shop, vitaminshop.com, the leading destination for lifelong wellness solutions.
So how important is staying fit for improving mental health?
Well, I know it helps me. Proper exercise and eating well, it has that mind-body connection and it really forms that foundation. Now, when you're working out, our brain and our body talk to each other via the nervous system and helps the muscles work. Now, cognizin is a brain health nutrient that also helps the brain to focus. It's a branded form of acetylcholine, which can be found in dietary supplements such as Onnit Alpha Brain Black Label. When shopping in-store or online, be sure to look for cognizin on the packaging label.
Is there any advice or help to have us have a fit and more of a fun summer?
Yeah, fit and fun, that can go hand in hand, I promise it can. To be consistent, so, walking more, just being consistency and being intentful in that. So if you're not lifting weights, start doing so. If you're not running, maybe you can do that, riding a bike, getting outside. Consistency over intensity will get you there in the long run.
So how important is a healthy diet?
It's huge. It's part of the big 3. So exercise, sleep, and nutrition. Make sure you're having whole foods. If it's grown before, if it's moved before, you can pretty much put that thing in your mouth and your belly. It'll help you feel better and look better too.
Well, Joey, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and get a hold of your book?
Yeah, tipsontv.com.
Thank you very much, Joey, for being with us.
Thank you.
Finding the perfect Father's Day gift should be easy. That's if you've been actually paying attention to what your dad really wants. And if you've ever left the shopping until the very last minute, you're not alone. But today I have Malone joining us live from Dick's Sporting Goods to help us decipher, that weird dad speak to kind of tell us what he's been hinting for. So welcome to the show, Kia. How are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you for having me.
I know you're a pro when it comes to finding that perfect gift for dad. What is your strategy that you use every year?
I listen all the time for what my husband is telling me. Oh, I need some new golf balls, or I need this glove for this or that. And I start dropping that stuff in the cart for, my favorite place. And I start, building that online shopping cart. And that way, when we get closer to the holiday, like we're close to Father's Day, the only thing I have to do is hit checkout and I'm done. I don't have to worry about, will he really like this? Do I have enough time to buy this? Because he has told me what he wants and what he can use. And I'm going with that, and it just makes it so much easier. So that's my biggest tip. Just really listen to what your dad is saying he wants.
So what are the must-have gifts to look at this year?
Okay, so when you're thinking of dad, I'm thinking, okay, dad's going to want something for outdoors, for golfing, some athletic wear, fishing, you name it. I love shopping at Dick's Sporting Goods because I know I can find a wide variety of these products in store and online, like the Yeti line. I mean, you can find every single Yeti cup, cooler, all of it is here. Like this brand new Rody 48-wheel cooler. This is combining industry-leading insulation with on-the-go mobility. This is really cool. For the fishermen in your life, don't forget about the Mystery Tackle Box Bass Fishing Kit, the perfect way for Dad to discover new fishing products, new techniques. And won't he look cute in these chubby men's swim volleys? These come in so many different patterns. Like this one has pink flamingos on it, palm trees. They also have one that has like hamburgers and hot dogs on them. You could really have some fun with Dad's personality. Now, speaking of new and fun, everybody's on the pickleball train right now, right? So hook Dad up with the perfect top-notch pickleball paddle like this one from Monarch Dragon Slayer. It's a perfect gift to give your dad. We bought one for my husband this year for Father's Day. He is going to love it. He loves pickleball. All right, so for the golfer in your life, fine-tune his golfing skills with any of these Callaway golf products like the Paradigm X driver or even the Max Fly 2023 Tour X golf balls. You can guarantee that he will definitely improve his golfing game on the links, and make sure he looks fly while he's out there with anything from Nike or Verse. They have great golfing apparel, great athletic wear all around. Now, for the runners in your life, these Hoka Clifton 9 men's running shoes, as well as the On Cloud Monster running shoes, are gaining a lot of traction right now for being comfortable and durable. So you can't go wrong with any of those. If you just couldn't figure out what to get him, none of these things, wet your whistle, get Dad a gift card. That way he can get exactly what he wants for Father's Day, and you are guaranteed that he is going to be happy with his gift.
All right, there's never enough time, and Father's Day always tends to sneak up on us. What suggestions do you have for anyone who ends up being a last-minute shopper?
Hey, I understand. Last minute shopping, that just happens. Life gets us busy, and then there you go. You look up, it's Father's Day. I always like to look for those things or think about, okay, where am I going to get his gift this year? I like to look for those places where I am guaranteed to know that the top brands are going to be in stock in store and online. And I love taking advantage of services like Dick's Sporting Goods, where you can buy online, you can pick up in the store, you can even do the curbside service where they'll bring it out to you. You can even order all of your dad's gifts online, and DoorDash or Instacart will deliver them for you to his house. You have no excuses this year. I mean, this is the year that you are going to be that A1 kid and make sure your dad is happy this Father's Day.
Where can we go for more information?
Head over to dicksportinggoods.com for more info.
Kia, you are a hero. Thanks for joining us.
I do what I can. Thanks for having me.
And coming up a little later, find out what this celebrity had to say. It's all right here on New Mexico Rising. Have you ever wondered what happened to Harry Potter after leaving Hogwarts? Well, adventure does run in the family, and when Harry Potter's headstrong son Albus befriends the son of his fire-cessed rival Draco Malfoy, it sparks an unbelievable new journey for them, and with a little power to change the past and the future forever. That's kind of some of what happens in the most successful non-musical play in Broadway history. You know, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And today we get to celebrate the 5th anniversary with some of the cast of the Broadway show here to talk about the show and a little bit of everything. Welcome to the show, Steve Haggard and Joel Myers, who plays Harry Potter and Albus Potter, Harry Potter's son. Welcome to the show, you two.
Hey, thanks so much. Yeah, good to be here.
Congratulations on the 5th year anniversary of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Your show has been breaking records as the best-selling non-musical play in Broadway history. How does it kind of feel to be part of such a big, significant show that's also a big pop culture icon?
It's incredible. It's an honor to be a part of not only this long-running Broadway show, this hit, but also to continue the stories of these characters that are so beloved by so many people.
So the play begins where the books and kind of film ends. It's 19 years later, and the characters are sending their own kids off to Hogwarts. There's a lot of store for the Harry Potter fans. So what makes this new and exciting for discovering the Harry Potter world for fans for the first time?
Yeah, whether you've, been to the Wizarding World 1,000 times or you're coming for the first time, there's something for everyone. You do not have to be a Harry Potter super fan to enjoy the show. The show gives you all the basics that you need to know. It's an epic adventure play. It starts and it goes off for the races, and we don't stop until we stop. And there's more magic per minute on stage than any other show you're going to see. And a lot of what's special for both returning fans and newcomers is just seeing that magic happen live. Maybe you've seen the movies, you've seen the CGI. We do it live on stage 8 times a week, and it wows both us and the audience every night.
And as a magician, the magic kind of part of this really excites me. Can you tell me about what you guys did to do some magic tricks on stage to bring some of those special effects to life?
Sure. I mean, some of it is controlled by people backstage, a lot of the crew, but the majority of it is done by us, and it takes a lot of practice, as I'm sure you know. So we had a couple months boot camp basically as we're rehearsing the play to make sure that the illusions are working well, because they do happen right in front of you as an audience member, and they need to be very precise.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you two for joining me, and congratulations on your 5th year with the show in Broadway. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for being part of the show, and congratulations and celebrate your 5th year on Broadway with one of the biggest show that I'm excited to go see.
Yeah, please come join us. Thanks so much.
Well, there you go. That is Steve Haggard and Joel Myers from the Broadway show Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Thank you very much to you two.
Bye-bye.
All right, did you know Black Americans are up to 3 times more likely to have their limbs surgically removed than the national average? That's a not so fun fact for the day, but just imagine going to your doctor's office and just because of your skin color, it's more likely for you to have your limb removed, which research shows many of those amputations were actually preventable. And today we have Wesley Lowery, a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist here today. He has a new series on BET, American Black, and he investigates and looks into this situation. Wesley, welcome to the show, bud.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
So where did this all begin? How did you uncover this?
So the piece we do is about what's called the Black amputation epidemic, and it builds on reporting done by Lizzie Pressler at ProPublica, which is a great nonprofit news organization. She wrote a big moving piece a few years ago about this Black amputation epidemic, where Black Americans were way more likely to be receiving major amputations, losing their feet, their legs, their arms, their hands. And for a lot of Black Americans, this is something that we've seen in our communities. We know someone in our family, someone in our church, someone in our community who's had an amputation. This is not necessarily something that's happening everywhere else. And so what we know is that Black Americans are more likely to live in food and nutrition deserts and in healthcare deserts, not to have primary care physicians or not to have specialists where they are. We know that Black Americans are higher or more likely to have things like cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and all of these things then contribute to the types of infections that very often can lead to the need for an amputation. But what ends up happening is very often Black Americans walk into their doctors, they walk into their emergency rooms, they walk into hospitals, and they come in with an infection. Okay. And rather than working to deal with the underlying issue, to clear up these arteries, to get the blood flowing again, their doctors, their hospitals just say, okay, let's chop off their leg. And so one, that's traumatic. You're losing part of your body. It's a major surgery, a major amputation. But secondarily, those underlying issues that cause that infection aren't getting resolved. And so what ends up happening is so often, or very often, these same folks walk in because they have an infection, lose a limb that possibly could have been saved, and then end up losing their lives because the underlying issue was never addressed.
So what are some of these ways that we could prevent this, or talk to the community, or even talk to professionals to help influence these people to get the help they need so that they don't go down this path? What do we need to do?
So we spent a lot of time with a doctor down in Cleveland, Mississippi, who's on the front lines of this battle. And he does a lot of community health outreach, right? One, helping people get a sense of how do we combat these issues, whether it be high blood pressure, diabetes, up front. Secondarily, informing people that when they go in to see their primary care physician, they need to ask for these for this testing, for these screenings around cardiovascular disease, to see if they're having clogging in their limbs and see what's happening there. Once that happens, that allows people to take preventative steps that might save not only their limbs, but eventually their lives, right? He also notes that if you go into a doctor, you go into a hospital because of an infection, and they say, we have to amputate, you've got to ask questions because there is a chance that your limb might still be able to be saved if you could get that blood flowing and circulating again. And so this is a thing where too often you have people who've been failed at the front end of the system and also have been failed at the back end of the system. And ultimately, in too many cases, are losing their lives.
We got to tell everybody that they can check out your series. It's on BET, and it's also available on streaming, you were saying?
Yeah, streaming on Paramount Plus. We hope people tune in live, and we also hope they tweet at us and post on social, because we know this is an issue, not just in the communities that we went to, but we know it's something that a lot of people are going to see some of their own experiences in. You can watch it streaming on Paramount Plus anytime you want.
Wesley Lowery, keep up the good work that you're doing. And there it is. Check out America in Black. Thank you very much, bud.
Thank you.
And that's it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in each and every week, right here on KRQE, Sunday mornings at 5:30 a.m. I know it's a silly show where I interview people from all across the country. I try to find guests to kind of entertain you, and yeah, some of them are paid. That's the point of television. That's how it works. If you guys want to be part of the show, all you got to do is email me. It's newmexicorising@gmail.com. I want to highlight some more local businesses. I want to highlight some local events. I also want to play music from local bands or anything else. Just email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com. We got a weirdly good following here for some odd reason. I don't know why you're tuning in, but hey, it's glad to have you here. Especially this next week is Father's Day. Who out there has gotten their Father's Day's gift? Anybody? Have you got it yet? I'm trying to give you enough time because I've screwed up in the past and didn't get my dad's stuff. And now, this is my first Father's Day after my dad died, so I'm kind of feeling weird about it. And I'm trying to figure out, hey, help those that still have their dads to call them, get them gifts. You see? I'm trying to be as honest and direct here on the show as much as possible. That's it for the show, New Mexico Rising. Hey, if you want to be part of the show, like I said, email me, newmexicorising@gmail.com. And I do want to give away a family 4-pack of passes to ABQ Golf and Games, which is a local independent arcade off of Wantabo, owned by my buddy Joe. So go by and say hi. But right now, if you email me at newmexicorising@gmail.com, the first 2 people that tell me who their dad is. Yeah, tell me if their dad would like to go hang out at ABQ Golf and Games. I'm going to give you, your dad, and 2 other people passes, so it's a family 4-pack to go check out ABQ Golf and Games. And that's it for the show this week. I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of the show. Until next week, that was New Mexico Rising. We'll see you right back here.